I'm here in Fort Mason along Van Ness Avenue in the marina of San Francisco. I'm Bonnie Spindler, the Victorian specialist, and I'm here to talk about a little bit of history and a new listing I have. In 1906, as we know, there was an earthquake, and the fire department used Van Ness Avenue as the firebreak for the earthquake to stop the damage, to stop the fire. And so Van Ness Avenue was cleared for many blocks on either side to keep the fire from spreading. If we jump forward to 1915, the city wanted to show that they were back. And so they had basically a world fair here called the 1915 San Francisco Pan Expedition, and it was to celebrate the completion of the Panama Canal. Other cities also hosted celebrations, but San Francisco was the main one. And they built it from Van Ness, Fort Mason, all the way to the Presidio. And only one building survives from that time, and that's the Palace of Fine Arts. It was rebuilt in 1960 because it was falling apart, because all of the buildings for the exposition were only built of chicken wire and pieces of lumber and stuff. It wasn't meant to last. They weren't real buildings. They were just facades, basically. But the city of San Francisco loved it so much that they rebuilt it and made it a real structure. Interestingly enough, after the 1906 fire and earthquake, a lot of Italian families moved north. They went to Mill Valley and San Rafael to rebuild. They were afraid of the devastation that happened. But interestingly enough, North Beach was the district that rebuilt the fastest after the quake. Italian families hired mostly Italian architects, and they rebuilt the district very quickly. Because of that, it became a historic district. One of the architects who was key to all of this was Paul Capurro, and he helped rebuild a lot of these homes, designed a lot of them. He was born and bred in San Francisco, and he was a draftsman, a journeyman under architects, but never actually went to architecture school. There weren't very many architecture schools at the time. So we're going to look today at one of his creations and see what this Italian family designed. Remember that cars were still for only the very wealthy, and electricity was brand new and really just getting installed in houses regularly. And so we'll take a look at what makes this house truly unique and really beautiful and the perfect emblem of the times. This amazing building was built for A. Pisano in 1927. Let's talk about 1927 for a second. Lucky Lindy had just crossed the Atlantic, first solo flight across the Atlantic, and the first talkie had just been released, The Jazz Singer. Cars were very new and for the very wealthy, so a lot of houses still had car barns for their carriages, not for automobiles. This house was so intricately designed that we have the specs, and every single fit and finish was chosen. And this building is totally ready for 007 James Bond to move in with all of its period eccentricities and the beautiful upgrades that have been made over the years. How often do you find that a house has an entry so spectacular that it pretty much rivals for your favorite room in the house? Notice behind me the stained glass window, which is echoed in the marquetry floors. You have gumwood on all the trims and moldings. You have beveled glass in all of the French doors. It's absolutely gorgeous. You have a built-in banquette to sit down and take off your shoes, coat closet, and then a second closet for guests where they might store their things if they're spending the night. While the entire house is beautiful for entertaining, the living room really stands out. It's cozy, it's warm, It has a fireplace in the center of the end wall, and it's surrounded by bookcases. So all your curios, your books, your beautiful tchotchkes can all be displayed. There's a huge bay window that lets in east light, and then you get reflected light in the afternoon. It's really a beautiful thing because you can open the top windows to let the heat out, or you can open up the bottom ones to get breeze and cross current. Just nicely designed. The entire room seals off with glass paned French doors, so you can block out sound without blocking out light. So light still gets to the dining room and to the main entry from these front windows. By the way, that spectacular tile behind me is the original tile. It is of Mount Hood, and the castle apparently originally did exist. It's been torn down since, but that is a real place in Oregon. Another room worthy of James Bond is the Martini Room. Martini culture was very big at the time, socializing with the cocktail, and so this room was dedicated to mixing drinks. It has an arch, which is really lovely, the same Greek key pattern running around the outsides of the room, the inlaid marquetry, and at the end, the glass knob and double-sized gumwood door opens to reveal the Murphy bed. Behind me, you see beautiful trompe-l'oeil murals of San Francisco, probably around the time of 1933. The Golden Gate Bridge is there, but this house was built in 27, so we know the murals weren't original. They were done by Paul Getty, and he was an interior designer who created a lot of the luxe finishes that you see inside the house, the warm colors and some of the other finishes that we'll see later. I absolutely love this dining room. There are the built-in panels and a faux leather finish on the walls. The trims are in gumwood. You have a china cabinet for platters and your dishes and glassware. The room is really nicely proportioned, large enough for Thanksgiving dinner. And I don't know if you've noticed, but all the light fixtures so far have matched and are original to the house. They have like a shield pattern on them, and they have the antique Edison bulbs. I absolutely love the light fixtures. They're gorgeous, and I love that they're original and that they match. And again, doorknobs are all the glass with the twisted pattern. It's really nice. Also, there's pocket door or glass doors on all the openings, so the dinner party could be very quiet and private from the rest of the house. There is a trend right now to buy Metro tiles and put Metro tile in kitchens. This is what they are trying to look like. This is the original Metro tile, also called safety tile because it was considered clean or hygienic. And also inside of the tile are these little accent pieces, which are light blue and dark blue, which give a kind of a color to the kitchen. It's really nice. This is the original butler's pantry, the built-in butler's pantry with the Carrara marble on the top and leaded panes inside to cover up the pantry items. Also, I love this little sweet light fixture in the center. It's really beautiful. The kitchen itself has been brought up to current standards and has been modernized, but they didn't destroy the important antique finishes. So you do have a Melee refrigerator, you have the Carrara marble countertops, Bosch dishwasher, and a Fisher-Paykel convection oven. Another thing that they didn't remove, they left in place, was the ironing board. So the kitchen was really the hub of all the activity having to do with household chores. So the ironing board is here. The washer dryer is around the corner, so that's kind of a laundry room. There's also wine storage and the microwave and a lot of other kind of pantry-like items for brooms and things like that. So this was really the hub of all things domestic household. No expense was spared even in the hallway. You still have all the gunwood trims, the inlaid floors, Off to the side of the hallway are the bathrooms. You have all the original tile. Again, the wonderful subway tile and little pinpointing of color. Gigantic lay-down tub. You can take a full-on bath and a stand-up shower. Pedestal sink and a medicine cabinet. All the original finishes, but gorgeous. So nice. There are 2 bedrooms at the back of the flat. One of them has this incredible walk-in closet covered in mirrors, and it feels so Hollywood. It's 1927 Hollywood, Thin Man movies, and it's just glamorous. Absolutely glamorous. Now for the piece de resistance. At the very top of the house, on the roof, there is a room with 360-degree view. It also has a nano wall that opens and steps out onto a glass deck where you can take in the view more fully and get a little bit of sun. It has blackout shades all the way around, even though it's very private, and a drop-down screen so you can project movies at night. It's really a spectacular space. I don't even know how to describe it. You just have to come and see it. I'm standing on the roof deck of 3011, and you get to see things from here that you don't normally get to see. The copper and tile on the roof, a brand new roof, a beautiful deck, sunny and warm with heated furniture. You just turn a knob and they get warm. And you get to look at all of Nob Hill. And again, great views. And of course, the bridge end to end. It's a great place to throw parties, suntan. You could work during the day out here, and it would be absolutely spectacular. Again, from top to bottom, this house is truly amazing. So altogether, we have a nanny room with a bathroom that's all new, permitted, has its own heat and air conditioning. And then you have a garage that has the antique style stable door from the original design of the building. You have a huge flat with the most spectacular finishes that you've ever seen. And to top it all off, the cherry and whipped cream is this pop-up room and the enormous deck on the roof with great views. Altogether, it's a quintessential, unbelievable movie star pad in San Francisco. You have to come see it. It's really amazing. I'm Bonnie Spindler, the Victorian specialist, and I would love to help you find a historic home of your own.